Active versus passive voice. Active voice occurs when the subject of a sentence performs the action of the verb. Passive voice occurs when the subject is the recipient of the action. Active voice: the teacher took an informal poll. Passive voice: an informal poll was taken by the teacher. Sentences in the passive voice contain a conjugated form of to be and the past participle form of a verb. Past participle refers to an action that was started and completed in the past. Active voice helps writers present their information clearly and concisely. Passive voice emphasizes the action or the object within a sentence, limiting the importance of the subject. These examples are written in both the active and passive voice. She delivered the letters yesterday is an active sentence. The letters were delivered by her yesterday is a passive sentence. Hundreds of tourists visit the museum each year is active. That same sentence in passive voice is, the museum is visited each year by hundreds of tourists. General rules for active and passive voice include: the placement of the subject, verb, and object determines if a sentence is active or passive. Interchanging the object and subject determines if a sentence is active or passive. The subject does not need to be directly identified when using passive voice. The verb form can determine if a sentence is active or passive. To change a sentence from passive to active, first determine what makes the sentence passive, and then apply one of these rules. The position of the subject and the object in a passive sentence are often switched, with the object placed before the verb and the subject placed after. Switching the position of the object and subject will change the sentence to active voice. The subject of the sentence is often omitted in passive voice. If the subject or doer of the action is not identified, rewrite the sentence with it positioned before the main verb. Sentences written in passive voice include a conjugated form of to be, followed by the past participle form of the main verb. To change this type of passive voice to an active sentence, remove the verb to be and change the verb form to agree with the subject. The subject should then be placed before the new verb. It is typically recommended that writers use active voice, as it allows the writer to provide direct and concise information. However, use of the passive voice can be preferred under certain circumstances. To emphasize the action in the sentence rather than the actor. Create mystery regarding the subject. Avoid naming the subject or when the subject is unknown. Focus on the object rather than the subject. And to focus on objective or factual information, like in scientific writing.